You don't think we need more patriotic people like you to run a country?
Well, every country needs patriotic people.
So which means that, have you ever considered being a president of your country?
No, you see.
Or to put in mind, have you thought of entering politics?
No. Everything I do, everything I've done, both in the past and I'm doing now, I don't have any political considerations behind them. This is how I've been, right from my high school days. What ambition would I have as a 12-year-old or 14-year-old? I've always been, I used to share with indigent students, whatever my parents gave me. Those poor students, I used to share my provisions with them. I could give my friends and remain hungry. It's been like that. I've been like that from childhood. Like in Airpeace, this company, I don't care about anything about money. After COVID, I recalled every staff of Airpeace. I restored them to 100% of their salaries. The national minimum wage in Nigeria is 18,000 naira. That's the minimum wage. I never paid anybody 18,000 naira. The minimum wage in Airpeace is 45,000. And those are for people who never went to school. Cleaners, like this boy that entered there. Cleaners, janitors, those that didn't have any certificate at all. They earn 45,000 in Airpeace. That's the least salary in Airpeace. My happiness is when I see the faces of thousands of people who earn their livelihood from this place. I'm happy.
I'm still here in Nigeria, and it's all about celebrating African excellence. I've been showing you what Africans are doing in Nigeria, and I think it's recommendable. But hey, there's one thing that I've not shown them. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Aviation.
Aviation. And that's why I'm with the aviation expert. When it comes to anything aviation, she's that lady that inspired me to travel Africa. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. So, Sassy, what are we doing today?
We are going to meet, well, you're going to be meeting the CEO of West Africa's biggest airline. Do you know what that airline is?
How will I know?
I'm just asking, have you heard of it before? It's Airpeace. Have you heard of Airpeace before?
Of course, I've been using Airpeace, but I never knew it's the biggest airline in West Africa.
In the whole of West Africa, not just Nigeria.
Amazing. And you're telling me that you want to take me to meet him?
Yes.
How much am I supposed to pay you? Okay, so Sassy Funke is also a YouTuber. Check out the description box. You're going to find her YouTube channel link. Make sure you subscribe. Tell her that WODEMAYA told you to come there. What I read about you is you are a Nigerian lawyer, and now you are running Airpeace. But I just want to know what really inspired you to start Airpeace in the first place.
Yeah, it is true that I'm a lawyer. That was my first call. My first passion was law. I practiced law from 1990. I was called to the bar in 1989. I started law practice in 1990. By 1991, I had become big because I went into real estate too. I had a real estate company. I'm into real estate, big one. Then I had a trading company too, import and export trade. So I had these things going for me at a very young age. Now, after some time, I was making money. I was helping people. I was doing a lot of philanthropy. I have so many people, thousands of people on my foundation, going to school that I pay school fees for. Even today, we've instructed the bank to pay out a lot of money on behalf of people. I do those things. And then you have some people who come to me. Oh, I want to do business. Could you give me this XYZ amount of money or dollars? You give them, the next moment they come back again. They keep on coming back. Some were taking advantage of me too. So my father now said, why not set up business and get these people employed instead of giving them money to. You see, one thing you have to know is that there are some businesses you will do. you don't need to employ many people. But that kind of business will be giving you billions of dollars. Yet you don't need so many people to work with you. There are some businesses you will do. They will be giving you maybe 1 million naira, but it could employ a lot of people. So I now started looking for a kind of business that could, employ the critical mass of unemployed people in this country. There's a lot of poverty out there, and I don't believe that I'm going to go to my grave with my wallet. I cannot go to my grave with my bank account. It's the legacy you leave behind that matters. So myself and my dad was always controlling me. He was interested in what I was doing. It's a serious disciplinarian. So in the course of looking for the kind of business I will invest in order to create massive employment opportunities for people, someone now told me that, Alan, okay, why not go into aviation? That one Boeing 737 could give job to about 1,000 people. Me, because I didn't have any training on aviation before then. This was in 2010.
Okay.
I had not been trained in aviation. No, 2007. This thing started 2007. Somebody gave me this advice. I didn't like it when they told me. It took another 3 years. The person repeated the same thing. So, Alan, I wanted to establish a radio station, television station, newspaper stations, and they said, no, that cannot give the kind of job you're looking for. So, and I said, okay. I naively believed, I was naive. I believed that one jet could give job to 1,000 people. But that's not true. But then I believed. Yes, it is true that aviation could give commercial airline operations could give massive employment. I've seen it because I have over 3,000 people working in Airpeace. So it could, but not in such level of one jet, 1,000 people. Exactly. Because by now I should have about 28,000 staff because I have about 28 planes. So, but I believed the sincerity was there to create jobs. So that was why I went into aviation. And let me tell you something that happened. When we started, could you please give me that aircraft? The one in front. Yeah. When we started, this is a Donia 328 jet.
Yeah, German aircraft.
German aircraft.
Yeah.
When I got a consultant to help me, set up the airline, the first thing we did was to be buying Donia jets. The man my consultant was running private charter company. So he led me into buying these smaller planes for charter. So when we went to London, from London we went to France, bought my first jet. And it happened to be an executive jet, a Donia 328 jet.
Yeah.
From there, we were looking for more Donia to buy. Then we went to Germany, to 328 factory. We bought another Donia jet. From there, we went to the US, bought another Donia jet. That we bought 3 Donia jets.
Why are you buying?
Yes, when we now came back to London, in my apartment in London, and I brought out red wine. I said, let's toast to
Donia.
The 3 planes we have bought. He was busy, he was drinking red wine, I was drinking my Coke. And I said, so these 3 planes will provide 3,000 jobs. So he said, no. His name is Engineer Bolanho Abaton. In fact, he taught me all I knew about aviation. He said, no, Alan, no. This cannot give job to 3,000 people. In fact, this is a lucrative business. This is charter business. Then charter was booming in Nigeria. That all you need is just some 2 beautiful girls to market the charters. Then you need about 2 sets of pilots for each aircraft, and maybe 4 or so engineers, or you register with somebody to be maintaining that. You don't need, in total, you don't need up to 30 people to work in this airline, and you'll be making over $100,000 every day. My countenance changed immediately. I became angry instantly. He looked at me and said, what is happening? I banged the table. I said, but this is not what I wanted. I didn't tell you that I wanted to make more money. I didn't say that. I said I wanted to float an airline, and you led me into buying these 3 planes. So I was moody throughout the night. I couldn't sleep. So the next morning, I told him no, that this is not what I wanted. So he said, okay, what do you want? I said, which one can give people plenty jobs? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the one that will not give people jobs, that will enrich me. That was what I told him. He's alive today. So he said, in that case, what you're asking for is a full-blown commercial airline. That means you have to go and buy the Boeing 737s, but let me warn you, it's a risky business. It doesn't make money. That one is risky. You don't make money. It's a lot of costs, buy spares, but this one, the overhead on that one, so many. But this will be making, I said, I don't want money. I just want to create jobs. So instead of coming back to Nigeria the following morning, we turned back and went to the US. Right. We went to the Jetran International LLC. The man sells planes in hundreds. So we went back to Texas, where he saw us because we bought Donia Jet from him. He said, why are you back within under 1 week? And I told him that what I actually wanted wasn't Donia, that we made a mistake, but I'm not returning the Donia to him, but I would like to buy 737, that I want a full-fledged blown airline. So he said, why do you want to go into commercial scheduled flight operations? I said, because I want to create job in Nigeria. He looked at me, are you serious? I said, yes. Do you know this is risky? I said, yes, risky, but if I handle it well, I may not lose the money. But can it give jobs? He said, yes, massive job employment, but do you want to go into this? I said, yes. He got up. His name is Douglas Jaffe, an American. He's the owner of Jetran LLC. He's still alive. He got up and hugged me and said, this is the first time I'm seeing a Nigerian coming out here to say he would like to help his people. Talking about his people in this manner. I'm going to help you. So he now asked me, what kind of plane do you want? I said, I want those 737s with their wings like this. Remember, I didn't know anything about aviation. So every description of mine was with the hand in the little way. And the thing is that I was humble enough not to pretend about what I knew and what I didn't know. So I told him that I would like the 737, the one with winglets like this. Yeah. Then Bola said that is 737-800. I said yes, the type Arik was using. He said, why do you want that? I said, because everybody likes to fly Arik. Because Nigerians, if the wing is not like this, to them they'll think it's an old plane. If the wing is flat like this, they've been told that any wing that is like this is not safe. That was a lie. But that was what we thought then. So he said, no, do not use that plane. That plane is not meant for your 30 minutes journey. First of all, he asked me, where do you want to fly to? And I told him Lagos, Owerri, Lagos, Abuja, Abuja, Enugu, Lagos, Kano. So he plotted the graph and said, the longest place in your country is about 1 hour, 1.5. Some are even 30 minutes, 40 minutes flight. You do not have to use 737-800 for it. That you build a lot of unnecessary cycles on the engine, and the engine of that plane very, very expensive. Me, I didn't know what cycle meant as at that time. I was naive. I didn't know anything about aviation. I only had money to invest. So he said cycle. I said, what does cycle mean? He looked at me, you want to go into aviation? You know, cycle means landing. Yeah. Each time an aircraft lands, that's a cycle. Yeah. So he said, this engine will cost you an arm and a leg and you will never succeed in aviation. If you're going to use 737-800 to be doing the domestic operations of 30 minutes flight, 40 minutes flight, 50 minutes flight, that aircraft is an aircraft that could fly for 6 hours or 4 hours in the least before landing. So he wanted to sell the classics to me, the ones with. So I said no. So he said no. in that case, because of your intentions to help your people, I don't want you to fail. Listen to me, I don't want you to fail. You go back to your hotel, come back tomorrow. But I'm not going to sell Dash 800 to you because I want to help you. So we went back to the hotel. When we came back the next morning, he said, now, you want plane with winglets? I said, yes. It's okay. I have classics with winglets that would Continental, you know, United and Continental.
Yeah.
They are with Continental. I'm going to ask for those planes back. See it there. Yes, you could see that he has this kind of wing. Yeah. You can bring it. So this is the plane now with the winglets.
Yeah.
This is the difference. That's the difference. So I was very happy. He sold 4 of these to me. Yeah. For peanuts, because he just wanted to help. He was so excited that somebody was passionate about his nation, passionate about the poor people in his country, how to give jobs to them, not to do anything wrong. So he decided to sell these planes for peanuts to me, fresh from sea check. He did all the sea check.
Did you return these 3 planes?
I'm coming to that. So when we came back to Nigeria, and it took me about almost 2 years to get my AOC to start operating as an airline. This thing happened in 2013, beginning of 2013, but we started operations September 8th, no, October 24, 2014. So almost 2 years before we got our license. Now, I had to sell these planes to British Airways. British Airways subsidiary in Denmark called Sun Air. I had to sell 2 of the Donia jets to them. I returned the executive one. The other 2 were transporters. They were 32 seaters. So I sold them to British Airways subsidiary in Denmark. That airline is called Sun Air, but it's owned by British Airways. Yeah, I sold 2 of them. I returned only the executive jet as a private jet and for many time charter or something. I don't fly private jets. I don't like flying alone. I like flying with the passengers. The private jet, it had its last sea check in Switzerland 2.5 years ago. We came back from the sea check. I only found myself inside it on 2 occasions only, because I don't like flying private jet. I like flying with my passengers. If I believe in what I'm giving people, I should be able to find myself there. 2 days ago, myself, my wife, and my 4 children, we flew from Abuja, and people were saying, Alan, why do you and your whole family fly on one aircraft? That is risky, that's dangerous. I said, well, the lives of the other people, about 140 other people on my aircraft, my own life and that of my family is not better than theirs. So, except I don't believe in what I'm giving them to fly in. So I even put off this aircraft now for sale. I've called it Dolmia 328 factory in Germany, but they should come and take it. I don't need it.
I wanted to know, you stayed in Nigeria all your life, or you left and then came back?
I've been in Nigeria all my life.
You achieved whatever you achieved
here in Nigeria. There's a lot to achieve here. Tell those in diaspora, they should come back, bring the wealth of experience they have got out there. Except you went to America, you sit down there, you go and walk, you don't apply yourself to know. So think about the things you can take from that America. Not necessarily money. It could be services, it could be ideas. Africa is a virgin continent. So there are a lot to be done here. When people run abroad, honestly, I don't understand it. Good, they go abroad for opportunity, but think about, there are so many things they do, services, that you can bring here. Once you're the first to bring it in here, you make your billions. I brought in nonviolence conflict management into the country, Nigeria, for the first time, and I made billions. No, it's no secret. So there are so many things to be done in Africa. Like I said, Africa is a virgin continent. waiting to be, disvirgin and tapped. There are so many things, millions of things yet undone. You just face one area, you're going to make it. So let them stay there, but think about those things they see over there that are not existing here. Bring them to execute them here. You make your millions.
Now, Airpeace is the biggest airline in Nigeria. I just want to know, like a country like Nigeria, without a national carrier, how does it make you feel? Do you feel like Airpeace is now becoming a national carrier right now?
No, Airpeace is not a national carrier. Airpeace is a flag carrier. We are a flag carrier. America doesn't have a national carrier. Delta, Southwest, United, American Airlines, they are not national carriers. British Airways is not a national carrier. British Airways is owned by IAG Group. So, I'm not a national carrier. They are all flag carriers. Flag carrier means your country has given you the designation to fly for them to certain routes. You fly the flag of the country, of your country. So I flag the flag of Nigeria to some international destinations. ARIC also is a flag carrier. Medview, Max Air does Hajj. So they are all flag carriers. So I don't feel, because Airpeace is the biggest airline in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, in the entire West Africa. We are the biggest airline. But we don't see ourselves as the national carrier of Nigeria. Others, there's equal space for everybody who can afford to have the kind of equipment to fly the flag of the country. So that's where we are.
What was the major challenge that you faced establishing Airpeace? The major challenge you ever faced establishing Airpeace?
The major challenge was getting our license. That was a major thing. Then we talk about recruitment, of getting the right people to work with. That's another thing. And of course, when we are coming in, remember the not so good incidents of crashes before in the past. So I decided that, okay, I don't want to play or joke with my engineering and maintenance. We spend a lot of money in maintenance and engineering. We decided to contract a British company, BCT Aviation Company, aviation maintenance company from Britain, to take charge of our maintenance, because I wanted them also to bring up our people up to speed to be able to do things rightly. So those were the initial challenges, and again, challenges of getting foreign exchange to do the business the way you want to do them. There's always some kind of teething problem here.
This question is coming from the people in the Caribbean. You recently did a historical trip from Montego Bay to Lagos, Accra, and people are asking, they said I should ask you, are you planning to have that route anytime soon?
Yes, we've been discussing with some Caribbean governments, even the government of Antigua too, the Jamaican government, Trinidad and Tobago. There's no connection, no direct flight connection between Africa and the Caribbean. And that's been a source of problem for them. So we did the inaugural flight to Montego Bay, to showcase what we could do. We have the equipment. Airpeace has the 777. We have 3 777. We could deploy it to start flying maybe twice weekly or 3 times weekly. That's what we are targeting. That's what we're about to do. The process has begun, and in no distant future, we are going to start the Caribbean connections. Using one of the Caribbean countries, draw people there, mop up people from all over Africa, and take them there. Mop up people from the Caribbean, bring them to Lagos, and distribute them using our regional connections also.
I personally want to know, because I fly a lot, why is it that it's so expensive to fly in Africa?
Yeah, it's so expensive to fly in Africa because of connectivity issues. The governments in Africa are still not opening up. For instance, my country gave me the designation to fly to to start the Côte d'Ivoire route. As I speak to you, it has taken 4 years. I've not started flying Côte d'Ivoire. Why? Because when we got there to set up our office, they slammed us with very highly discriminatory charges that their own airline was not paying. All they wanted to do was to protect maybe Air Côte d'Ivoire. Meanwhile, Nigeria is always playing the big brother. Nigeria allows everybody to come in freely. And Air Côte d'Ivoire was coming into my country about 4 times a day or 3 times a day. When we wanted to go to their own country, they refused us. They knew they couldn't stop us, openly. So they used other means to stop us. When you fly into a country and you calculate your charges, and you're paying about $10,000 for one landing, all the charges you're paying, then how many people are you going to carry in that aircraft? So indirectly they pushed us out. But we are coming back. I give all of them between now and June, if the wrongs are not put right, I'll go to court and stop their airline from coming to Nigeria. Finish. Togo, we wrote to Togo.
Yeah.
We wanted to come and start flying Nigeria, Lagos, Lomé. They wrote back to us. I have the letter stopping us. They said no, they won't allow us. Meanwhile, Air comes from Togo.
Yeah.
And they come to Nigeria as many times as they like daily. I found that very insulting. So I prepared to go to court. I was about going to the Federal High Court in Nigeria to stop Air from coming to Nigeria. That was when they quickly wrote to us and said, okay, please start coming to Togo. So some of them are hostile to each other, and that makes it impossible for things to happen so quickly, especially the Francophone countries. With Ghana, we had no problem. Ghana has no problem coming to Nigeria. We don't have problem going to Ghana. We got our Ghanaian approval so easily. They always get their own. They are very friendly. Gambia, yes, very friendly. Freetown, yes. Senegal was another place we spent 2.5 years. That's another Francophone. Yeah, so South Africa, we got South Africa. We are flying South Africa. We're flying Johannesburg now. And we are going to restart our Dubai operations. I think tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. And of course, India, we came back from India 2 days ago. We want to start our Lagos Mumbai operations. Of course, Guangzhou in China, we are going there too. And you see, we want to do these flights, mop up people from Africa, use Lagos as the hub, and distribute. So Airpeace is really growing just within 6 years, from 7 aircraft to about 25 aircraft. Now we have 13 brand new planes joining. That will be 38 planes, plus 10 Boeing 737 MAX, which we are still waiting to see. The serviceability of that aircraft before we now take, but we're not cancelling.
Since you have love for creating jobs for Nigerian, don't you think that it's time for Nigeria to have made in Nigeria planes?
I can't say that would be wishful thinking, because like I said, you don't neglect yourself or look down on yourself, but
thank you.
There are more things we should do as a nation other than manufacturing planes at this stage.
Like?
There are a lot of things to be done.
Example?
Things to do with infrastructure, or things to do with manufacturing things that will create our own infrastructure first and foremost, before delving into the world of manufacturing planes. There are so many things to be done.
I know you are very entrepreneurial, being a lawyer, and now you have real estate, also an airline business. I just want to know, at what age did you discover your entrepreneurial potential?
At the age of 12.
What was the first business at that time?
Maybe hawking football on the streets.
Do you think Africa is the future?
Do you
think Africa is the future?
Africa is not only the future, Africa is now the only one. And we shouldn't look down on ourselves. This is where to be. The problem with Africa is African governments and the leadership here. Let nobody kid you. This is where to be. There is another scramble for Africa. The first scramble was in the 50s and the early 60s, the 40s and go. Another scramble is coming for Africa. The Africans should resist it. We should believe in ourselves. This is where to be. We have all it takes. Just one nation in Africa. The kind of resources in one of the African countries alone could feed the whole of Europe. The kind of resources you have in this country called Nigeria, we are sitting on wealth, could fill the rest of Europe and America joined together. And the whole of Africa, every African country is blessed. Every African country is blessed. We should not be lured by infrastructural decay or lack of infrastructure to start running to the West and believe, or to Asia and believing that is where it's. No. Let us salvage this place. This is where it's happening now. This is where it is happening. The Europeans, the Americans, the Asians, everybody wants a piece of Africa. So why are we looking at ourselves? We need to change the way we do things.
So which means that you have a message for Africans living in the diaspora.
The message is, first of all, is mental slavery is even the worst thing. Mental slavery, where people believe that they are no good. We are not good. We are not up to scratch. We are not, these people are better. No! That's fallacy. Absolute crap. Bull crap. So Africans should start believing in themselves. They should start believing in themselves. I mean, sometimes I wonder the way, yes, I'm not saying that everything is happening okay in Africa, but no place is even better either. It's what you see is what you get. You've seen what happened in some places recently. Africa was even now being made to look like saints. So the problem we are having here is that we look down on ourselves so much. We over talk about our shortcomings to the outside world, making them feel special, which they shouldn't feel. We are good people. We are compassionate people. We are people who have human feelings. God created us so differently. We care.
Mr. Alan,
yes, we have our issues.
Mr. Alan, before I let it go, if you had a chance to change one thing in Nigeria or the entire Africa, what would that be?
Our perception of ourselves.
Thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.